for y'all tonight. And they say that action speaks louder than words. But these words are the outliers. These words are the folklore of vocabulary, the holy grail of diction. Because these words, I promise, are not just words. These words are not just your regular verbs and nouns, but sound waves crashing out of tongue to wash up meaning onto peers. You, the audience. So before you tune me out, please just test the waters. And even if you can't swim, fear not, because this noise is not the kind you can drown in. No, these words is a wishing you well, a birthday candle making a wish, using its breath to blow promises kept down river sailing to reach reality. These words are streams, live from heaven to me, streams, not the kind you get sense from, but the kind you get sense from. Sent from angelic playlists ranging anywhere from David's Psalms to Jesus' palms. The poems are just the alms, the sacrifice, unedited literature. These words are the thesis statement to the universe's dissertation, the labor pains inside the womb of creation, the liberation of art from society to colonize spectators' imagination. These words are the muse of fascination. These words are home-cooked meals, unable to be replicated, food for thought with fragrance that leaves sinuses medicated. These words is what happens when peace open carries tranquility as pistol to shoot lessons out in bullet point fashion with tips sharp enough to pierce behind that tough exterior that you keep. The gunpowder is the breadcrumb trail that leads to higher learning. So come, because Father Time did a dance with Mother Nature and composer of God's sheet music. And these words are just an excerpt from the lyrics. Can't you hear it? The ghost fighter is the spirit. See, God's love comes with no strings attached. And his connection is Bluetooth, so his glory can be audible through the speaker. These words is heart beating hope. These words is heart beating change into hands of humanity on a street corner with sign that reads, all I need is something to hold on to. These words are hers. Livestock, trained and tamed to form single file lines to migrate out of mouth to listeners' ears. How they receive is dependent on how the listener hears. These words are mountain ears. They look at attention spans and attempt to climb it. And even in the midst of cold shoulders, these words are conditioned to adjust to climate. Meaning these words are something you'll warm up to. You know, at times I feel the only reason I write is because these words are the only thing in my control. And even in the midst of Uncle Sam telling me to take my elbows off the table before I stomach a reality that I did not order, these words are bunkers. So if the nukes do come, at least the poetry can find refuge. They can keep metaphors for the ration. See, the detonation wouldn't define them. It would just ignite their passion, meaning the art could rise from the ashes. So when humanity goes to rebuild civilization beneath the dust and broken particles of man's rust, they can find and make exhibits out of these words, a museum of a naive kid learning what it means to be heard. These words is what happens when hazmat suit hazmat truth to protect you from irradiate, when you couldn't mediate the difference between toxic waste and your own self-worth, because the fallout from all those nuclear dances you've done with empty romances and trauma received from this earth mutated you into something that you perceive to be void of value, but trust that quite the opposite is at work, because every time that we take a breath, we are literally being the definition of worth. The problem is that we look in the mirror and often choose to see dirt and not soil, which never leaves room for growth. The problem is that we live our lives in an hourglass with grains of urgency, an alarm clock controlled by the hands of uncertainty. We live our lives in a constant state of emergency. We count ourselves out so easily. We give our all to things that only give fractions back and still manage to dig ourselves holes. The numbers don't add up. We become the denominators in a world that keeps the 1% on top, and we still wonder why the division hasn't stopped. But in a culture that is so keen on percentiles, you are more than just a statistic. You are more than just a barcode branded on your cubicle. You are more than just a corner office. See, the math is simple. You are here. Now solve for why. And I know that the loneliness may make you feel nervous, but the truth is that self-reflection is the formula for locating purpose. The problem is that we are often too afraid to be a person. These words are employed. Job title, lip service, job description, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. See, God opened an assisted living home in my speech and made these words the caretakers. Sandpaper, these words will smooth out your rough edges. Ledges are only as scary as the jump. These words are the impact after the fall. The voicemail after the call. The voice of male echoing through mic to be the dial tone to God. These words are the life in every deathbed confession ever spoke. The pride you choke on before coughing up vulnerability. These words are caskets. Not for me, but to bury my pain. And don't worry, the poetry is me making enough room in them so you can do the same. Yeah.